Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another, I was going to say a wonderful session of live streamed Suzerain, but wonderful is a strong word. I mean, it'll be a great time, I'm sure of that, but we don't know if things will go so wonderfully. I'm curious, very curious about how close we are to our timely demise, call it what you will. It'll happen one way or another. We've angered more or less everybody in our run, which has been a fantastic time. We'll see how it ends up. Folks, a warm welcome to all of y'all who are hanging out right off the bat over here, and a happy Friday as well. This has been a bit of a weird week, not having streamed on Monday. It kind of throws my entire scheduling out of alignment, but I do remember this is Friday, right? Which is why we're live with Suzerain. Hope you all have had a wonderful week behind you. And as I was saying, yes, a warm welcome to Jazzy B, Natalie P, Nedas. We have also with us today David B, Nish Nash, Classified, Wickles, How fares, LO Tree, first time catching Suzerain live. Well, glad you can make it today. Glad you can make it. Hope you enjoy it live. I imagine you've been watching the VOD so far. Vasil, how's it going, buddy? It's been a while. Ren K1124, how fares? James Phillips, feeling sleepy? Dragonity, how's it going, buddy? David Daniluk, hello to you as well. Happy Friday to you too. Sean Scheitel, how goes? Ease, excited to get me killed as always. How goes, buddy? JHDSF8, how do you say? I'm trying to figure out. Ever since I first read that on stream, I've been trying to figure out what's the most efficient way to say that username. But hello to you as well. Hello to you as well. And Stutterfox Studios hanging out in chat today. Hey man, I'm doing fantastic. I hope you're doing well as well. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Stutterfox Studios, they, and I use they in a singular sense, they are the folks that are bringing us Falling Frontier later this year. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're having a good Friday. And thank you to David Daniluk as well. Coming through with that super chat right off the bat. Thank you very much, buddy. Remember to stay out of the forest. I will stay out of everything. I'm going to stay in my car and not go anywhere this entire session. Honestly, the only person I think I can trust is my driver. Even my wife, I mean, hey, she was being all hugs and kisses at the end of last session as we sent our son off to military school. But I don't know, man. I don't know. That's how subterfuge works, right? We're staying out of everything. Just staying in our car. Day off, Wickles. That sounds fantastic. Fares nicely. That's good to hear. Spindle, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. And Bewitched Phantom, good morning to you as well. Ease. I was thinking the same thing. It's like, where's Cry at? Cars go boom. Yes, but I trust my driver at least, right? We'll find out if maybe I should stop trusting him though as we dive on in. Yeah, let's kick things off. Let's not waste too much time and see what Suzerain has to offer for us today. But again, David, yes, thank you very much for that super chat, buddy. Kicking us off with a bit of support, as I always say, helps the channel, helps these live streams, keeps it all running smoothly, keeps it all sort of happening. There's no other way to put it. I mean, hey, if there's ever something to fanboy about, right? Jishnu, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. Glad to see a couple faces that weren't around earlier this week. Hope everything's all right. It's kind of funny. It's like I always kind of notice oh, hey, where did such and such go? But glad y'all could make it here. Spindle, that is actually a conversation that needs to happen between Falling Frontier and the folks at Nexus. I might actually have maybe something to talk about there. But yeah, that's that's definitely something worth considering, isn't it? Thomas, how's it going, buddy? Good luck for this session. Thank you. I will most certainly need it, as much as I hope that I don't. But I will most certainly need it. So thank you very much, Serge. Don't worry, sir. I'm not the only one. You have your wife and daughter too. Anton, you're right. I have my daughter. I have her on. That's very, very accurate. I can probably trust my daughter. She's probably safe to trust. She's like, what, 8, 7? Something like that. All right. Last session was an interesting session. We spent about 70% of it dealing with familial matters and 30% of it dealing with the actual, politicking and whatnot. Even though that's not how it was kind of like laid out as far as our interactions. We just took longer with family stuff as always. We did finally send our boy Frank out to military school in a wonderfully written scene. That was very well done as we said goodbye to him. Sort of jokes aside, you know, reaffirmed our relationship with our wife, which is, you know, that was nice. I'm glad that worked out. I was a little worried it wasn't going to. And then beyond that as well, what else did we do? We started having more conversations about other like sort of political deals we should be making. This happened a couple sessions ago, you know, talking about maybe making deals with Lesbia. The last session we learned about how they're not so happy about our dealings with Wellen and let's call it the border security operations that we were participating in here. Yes, border security. That's what we'll call it. Yeah. So they're not too pleased about that apparently, but hopefully we can turn that around and hopefully we can change our kind of public image with Lesbia and they will invest in us to help with our current circumstances. We also made it very clear to our own sort of party, to our cabinet, and to the people at large as well that our future focus or our near future focus is going to be the economy. That is the first order of business. People need to be uplifted. We're headed towards a depression, and that is not okay, so that's going to be our first priority. We also, if I recall correctly, last session participated in a sort of day of prayer ceremony kind of a thing. So one of the like age-old traditions of our nation, so we took part in that, and that went well, though there was politics there as well, as the head of the faith, I guess, or at least the head of the faith in the nation was asking about some of our decisions with regards to education and our choice to ban the teaching of creationism and enforce the teaching of evolution. So that came up again, which means it's probably not the last we've heard of it. We were able to quash that conversation pretty readily, pretty quickly, and I think we'll be okay, but we'll find out. I mean, like I said, the list of people who want to assassinate us is growing bigger and bigger. Spindle, right off the bat, saying spoilers will be swiftly dealt with, as we have warned about this now on every stream, so just don't do it, please. Yes, absolutely. I don't think it needs repeating. We've talked about spoilers multiple times, so talked about spoilers meaning talked about not doing spoilers, so let's keep those out of the chat. If you do want to discuss spoilers, yes, Jazzy B dropping the Discord link up there. Join the Discord, spoiler tag, and talk about your decisions and stories there as much as you want to your heart's desire. But yes, please let us keep the chat clean, because I don't want to read anything by mistake and you know, be like, oh well, now I know how this is going to end up. Right? That was 2 sessions ago, was it, Natalie? Oh man, it's all kind of blending together, isn't it? It's all like just blurring together. Just reading through chat here real quick, just catching up, making sure I didn't miss anything. Yes, CK3 is Monday. Yes, Monday we will be back with CK3 once more. This was a skip week, but this coming week we will be back. And Elena Kelly, hey, how's it going? Glad you can make it as well. Just join the Discord, good community, lovely people. Also a good point, Wickles, not just for spoiler chat, but also just for hanging out. All right, let's get to it. So I left the news for today because I felt like reading the news is a nice way to recap what happened. Just seeing the various ways in which these guys are gonna, you know, make me look bad, I guess. Always a good. Oh right, yes, of course. We opened the highway. See, this is what I'm so glad that I left the news for today. We opened the H3 highway. It finally completed, and we took part in an opening ceremony there. It seemed like it went well. People were pretty happy. We did like this little like drive down the highway. It was a 4-hour drive. We decided to drive on our own. We had the option of having somebody else drive with us in the lead car, but ultimately we decided not to, because if we let Simon Hall, who was kind of the mastermind of this plan, this was his idea, and we gave him due credit during our our inauguration speech, as it were, for the highway. But then chat brought up a good point that, you know, maybe we should be careful about how much of a center stage he takes, because if there starts to be, you know, rivalry there, that could be problematic. The other option was, of course, to take our chief strategist with us as well, but I kind of felt like that was I kind of felt like we had a plan, and so we stuck with the plan and all kind of went solo on the car ride. I think we finished last week on a very big positive indeed. Absolutely, Jazzy B. With completing the highway, I'm hoping that our budget improves. I think I saw Ease mention as well, we're headed towards a depression. Government budget is -4. My own wealth is like +2. It's like, yeah, this ain't right. This ain't right. This is the kind of run that Ease would do. Yeah, buddy, calling you out. But but hopefully we'll be fine. Sean Seitel says Evil Genius 2 is awesome. 24 hours in and still probably only 50. I'm only 50% of the Red Ivan campaign. All right, that sounds good. I do need to check that out. I need to make the time to check it out. But I got a couple of things brewing right now. Some to do with Stellaris, some to do with, well, CK3, as some of y'all are well aware of. Lots going on right now, so I do need to take a look at Evil Genius 2 as well for sure. All right, President Rain opens the long-awaited H3 highway. Listen, you. Just drop that. Just President Rain opens H3 highway. It's so easy to write these headlines. Come on now. With a grand ceremony, President Rain has declared the H3 highway open with his aides by his side and executives from Sordland State Corporation. After the ribbon cutting, he has delivered a heartfelt speech and brought attention to the capabilities of the administration. Following the opening speech, President Rain has driven his own car on the new highway for the first time. Even though the H3 highway is overdue, the fact that it is expected to boost the output of Agenland region cannot be denied. Thus, it has been happily welcomed by the citizens. That is good. Hopefully that actually makes a difference for us. Hopefully that makes an actual difference. It should help our budget. If I'm not mistaken. That was the implication when we took it on, right? I don't know, we'll see. It'll at least help the economy in some ways. I don't know if it'll be enough to affect the budget, but I would hope so. The Economist has this to report. Sordland State Corporation finally finishes the H3 highway. Here we go. Sordland State Corporation has finally finished the construction of the H3 highway, leaving much to be desired in terms of accuracy, quality, and punctuality. We are unsure why the president decided to pick a company other than Underhaul Construction for a task of this scale. For those of you that don't remember, the reason why we didn't pick Underhaul Construction is not just because they tried to bribe me and further the issues of corruption in our nation, but also because the person in charge of Underhaul Construction sucks. There are no synonyms that would do it as much justice. Following the opening speech, President Rain has driven his own car on the new highway for the first time. The H3 highway is expected to boost the output of the Agenland region and has been happily welcomed by the citizens, though late as it may be. However, whether the president can witness the fruits of his labor during his term is yet to be seen. Economists predict that most of the benefits can only be seen in the upcoming years. Well, you know, what's that famous quote? Wise men plant trees under whose shade they will never rest, or whatever it is. I'm like paraphrasing it, but y'all know the one, right? Yeah, sure, that's fine. That's fine. It's a compliment. Geopolitico has this to say. Ooh, all the way down here. Oh, we must have missed this earlier because normally it's like reverse chronological. Right. Let's use this as a reminder as well of the Queen of Rumburg asking for reparations for alleged war crimes from like 100 years ago. Right. So let's not forget about that happening as well. Meanwhile, Helgeland, a little island between these two nations here, has been seeing some heightened tensions as well. I'm sure that's going to come to a head soon too. But down over here, Volkslandian ships harassing the entire Markian Sea. Recent reports from the Markian Sea show that the tensions in the region are at an all-time high. After the deployment of the Agnolian Navy around Helgeland to contest the patrolling Volkslandian fleet, both sides collided with each other on several occasions so far. In one incident, a Volkslandian destroyer is said to have fired at an Agnolian cruiser. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. According to the Agnolian government, Volksland is trying to force its hand, and that according to the Agnolian government, Volksland is trying to force its hand. So, okay, hold on. They should see, if I'm reading this right, it should say, according to the Agnolian government, Volksland is trying to force its hand, and the Agnolian Navy may need to properly intervene if left with no other options. Yes, that is unnecessary here. Other reports came from Sordland, which has reported 4 of their sea vessels had been blocked and harassed by the Volkslandian fleet. Yeah, things are catching fire in the waters over here. With regards to my replying to comments of workers and resources at 4:30 in the morning, I went to bed at a decent time last night. I went to bed at like, I want to say 12:30 or something like that. Fell asleep, woke up at 2 o'clock. Just woke up and I was like, great, now I can't fall back asleep. Tossed and turned in bed until 4-ish, and I was like, you know what, I might as well get something done, so I started replying to comments. Yeah. Yeah, good times. Classified. A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they shall never sit. That's the quote. Who said that quote? I'm forgetting who it's attributed to now. Who said that quote? But thank you for looking it up. All right, I need a quick drink of water over here as we dive into our first conversation, I believe we just have the one thing to deal with over here, right? Nothing down here, nothing down here. Everything else is good. Again, we do have the agricultural zone being worked on over here. About 50% done. This will hopefully go a bit more smoothly than the highway did, because it's by the same corporation, but the management has been changed as a result of how poorly the highway project was actually managed by them. So that'll be good. But yes, we're going to dive into our discussion on the changes to the law right after I get a drink of water. She has work in the morning. I didn't sleep. I did take a nap. Yeah, that's accurate. It wasn't the intent, but that's my curse, man. That's my curse. All right, let's do this. Here we go, says Jesse B. Sergio LP, how's it going? Scary news about the fight in the sea? It is, yes, very scary. Also, what's most frightening about this game is how often it is so very topical. No more on that sentence, but that's what I'll leave it at. Greek proverb. Oh, okay, I see. Classified. I always thought it was like someone specific, but I guess not. I guess not. All right. What do we got over here? Lucian and I sat in my office waiting for Peter, of course. I was at my desk, and he was on the sofa, legs crossed. Sir, I have some news for you. Mr. Hall and I have been working on several possible plans to boost the economy, as is our focus. He is currently compiling a very detailed report with suggested projects. I'll make sure you have a chance to see it soon. He looked at his watch again. Looks like Mr. Vice President is late yet another time. He lowered his voice. I am slightly concerned about Peter. He seems to have his mind occupied. He's been late to almost every meeting we've had recently. Yeah, recently he's been late to every damn meeting since the beginning of time, man. Sean, should I tell I should nuke him? Unfortunately, we're not the ones with nukes. Roomberg is, though, apparently. The little whistleblower that came over to our side was very ominous, I guess, in revealing the nuclear program up north in Roomberg. So that's great. We all know what Peter is doing, having a loving relationship with his wife, yes. Van 20A, hey to Sweden, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday over there. Hi from Canada to riff off what Natalie they're saying as well. But is Peter partying? Yes, for sure. Was there a World War I in this world? If not, the first is going to be the last, by the way things are looking. Everyone, that's a good question. I don't think in this context we have had a world war. No, I don't think we've had a global scale conflict, no. Let's see, I noticed it too. I need to talk to him in private sometime. Yeah, that's a friendly thing to do. I know Peter well. There's nothing to be concerned about. That's not true at all. That's a lie. I don't know what's wrong, but I also don't appreciate him being late all the time. So 3 is true, but he's a friend, right? He's our friend since what, high school, university? High school, I think. He's an old friend, so I need to talk to him in private sometime, yes. I noticed it too. I need to talk to him in private sometime. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was Peter. He walked inside with files in both hands. Gentlemen! Finally, let's begin. Why are you so late? God damn it. I said I would talk to him in private. There's no harm in... You know what? You never know why somebody's running late. We'll talk about it afterwards. Who knows? Maybe he just spoke about divorce to his wife or something, and he's not in a good place, and he needed a moment this morning, right? Does he want to reveal that in front of Lucian? Probably not. Welcome, Peter. Have a seat. We said we'll talk to him in private afterwards. I hope there will be war. There probably will be. It's looking like it. Probably will be. Thank you. He placed the files on my table, took out several documents, and organized them in front of me. Here is everything, just as you asked. Our plans for our next reforms. You can use your presidential decrees to enact reforms now. We have enough political capital. I also brought a list of suggested reforms from our party. What are your thoughts, Anton? Oh, let's go over the documents. I mean, I imagine we'll have the option to do both, but let's go over the documents first, and then we can talk about ideas that we have. And yeah, exactly. Let's not push. Let's not upset like one of our only like close political allies or something. Besides, he's our best friend since high school. He definitely has dirt on us, right? Oh god, he definitely has dirt on us. Let's go over the documents first. And yeah, Jazzy B, I get more anxious over the personal conversations than I do over the political ones. Yeah, exactly, Classified. Maybe Peter woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning for no good reason and then had to go back to sleep somehow. Or he was just standing outside the office, sweet-talking my secretary. Honestly, that sounds like the most likely answer right now. God. Why only settle for a cocktail waitress when you can also, you know... Because him and my secretary have been shooting the eyes at each other, right? If I recall correctly. The silver lining of failing to reform the Constitution is that you didn't give up existing powers. I was thinking that exact thing. Oh my god, Sean Chaitel. I won't say that out loud because I fear it'll make it come true. Peter has a strong hook on me? Probably, dude. Oh dear. Okay, this is not what I was expecting. Oh dear. Okay, I see where that here we go is coming from. Desalinization. Okay. So options we would have had if we had stronger decree powers. Purge the general staff, relocate teachers and doctors to rural areas, create the Bergia Special Zone, which I assume has something to do with refugees, gun ownership rights, what are they like right now? Remove public religious symbols, okay, interesting. Capital punishment, alright. Remove independence of the central bank, wow, okay. Okay, alright, okay. So I can enact 3 laws. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. He shoots eyes at everyone, that's so true. Huh. I feel like fair trade is a must. You're probably right, Laksha, over there. Alright, let's see. So, desalinization. The influence of President Sol is in every facet of society with his portraits, statues, and name dotting every possible spot. The administration can begin a desalinization process with a decree to remove the cult personality that has been established around the second president. That sounds a little personal after what happened at the vote at the assembly. However, I do agree with Wickles over there, very much so. So it's tempting, but we only get 3. So let's check what else we might opt for instead. Fair Trade and Competition Commission. Trade and commerce in Sordland has few regulatory measures resulting in unfair competition at times. A new Fair Trade Commission can be established via decree to push for fair market competition by protecting local industries through new regulations. I mean, that just sounds like a good idea, and it matches our overall kind of like approach as well that we laid out like right at the beginning of our playthrough. So I think we need to, yes, do the Fair Trade and Competition Commission almost without question. Joshua, how's it going, buddy? Jazzy B being able to predict my my stances on certain things there. I think I wear my heart on my sleeve with some of this stuff. Gender equality in education. Sordland's education system has different classes and curriculum for genders. Through a new decree, we can provide gender equality in the education system by reverting the heterogeneous studies that were imposed by a traditional education doctrine in the mid-30s. Now, here is a question for those of you that know better. We've already started progress in this world, right? We have put more money into education. We have enabled our ministers to change the curriculum and all that kind of stuff. Like, we've already started doing stuff with regards to gender equality in education. Will that stop? Will that not make enough progress if we don't activate this? Because, like, I don't want to miss out on something like this. But if I can do things without having to use my presidential powers for them when I only get 3, right? So I'm throwing that question out to chat real quick while I close my window because construction outside is about to get real loud. So give me a second over here, folks, and let me know. Yeah, because I wouldn't want to miss out on that. And it might be one that I go for. But, you know, if I can opt for something else instead, I don't know. I got to think about that. Alright, so that's that. We've got over here amnesty for all Sol-era political prisoners. God, no. Okay, that's an I got even to read this one to know I'm not going to go for it. The political persecutions of the post-Civil War era left thousands of prisoners waiting for their life sentences in prisons like Atoll Rock. A presidential pardon decree for all political prisoners would see arbitrarily persecuted activists and thought leaders regain their freedom. Oh, I see. I read this the other way around. I see. Oh, that one's heavy. Okay. I was like, hang on a second. This one seems way off. No, I just misinterpreted it. I thought it meant like all the pro-Saul guys that had to be made into political prisoners should all get amnesty. No. It's the people that spoke against Saul. Damn it. That makes this decision a lot harder. Rural education institutes. That one sounds... Oh, god damn it. -1 government budget. These others did not, right? They did not. I can't afford this. Sordland lacks technical and theoretical institutes for rural regions, causing people to migrate to cities for opportunities. A new directive would see the construction of hundreds of educational institutions that would teach the rural population technical and theoretical skills. Like, that's a good initiative. We just don't have the money for it right now, which is really unfortunate. I know, Spindle. It's tempting, isn't it? But I wonder if that'll be spun as like a personal thing. Allow private prisons. Oh, why do you tempt me like this game? I don't know. We're not going to allow private prisons. Oh my god. All prisons in Sordland are run and funded by the Ministry of the Interior. A decree could be passed to allow private companies to construct and operate prisons for profit while still adhering to the rules and guidelines of the Interior. Oh, get out of here with that second half. Get out of here adhering to the rules. Need I bring up this man's portrait once more to just make the only case I need to make against allowing private prisons? God. Oh, dear Lord. Swordish Radio and Television Supreme Council. That just sounds horrible in its name. Okay. Freedom of speech is protected in Sordland, but with the rise of new media, private organizations gained a massive influence on society. With a new decree, we could create a government agency, the SRSC, that could protect the independence of the media or control it. Okay. Okay, maybe. Maybe. Lower retirement age. Oh god, no. -2 to government budget? Are you kidding me? The retirement age of Sordland had been increased to 65 in the mid-1940s due to economic stagnation. The older voting blocs are requesting a decrease. Our administration can pass a decree that would lower the retirement age to 60. Are you kidding me? We've gone from an economic... sure, the economy isn't stagnant anymore. It's moving backwards. So, no. In fact, we should raise the retirement age. Work for longer, damn it. Free prescription medicine. This is one I was hoping to do, but -2 government budget we can't afford. Prescription medicine in Sordland is partially paid by the Ministry of Health according to the importance of the medication. The price has even gone up due to our privatization. A new decree would allow all citizens to get their medication completely for free. A -2 government budget is expensive. It's expensive. Tusk and rules mixed like soda and Mentos. They just make a mess, and it only causes stress. Love the rhyme there. Oh my god, I do need the money, don't I? God damn it. Why does this game do this to me? Okay, I feel... Okay, so fair trade is an obvious choice. It comes with, like, no cons as far as I can tell. I did not see an answer with regards to gender equality, with regards to if we don't do it to our other initiatives or what have you actually make a difference still. So, kind of still up in the air about that. Allow private prisons. Man, I did not... This is what I really like about this game, is that it makes you make decisions that you didn't think you would make. It is so easy to be like, well, this is a terrible idea, until the reality of the situation comes into mind. We might have to allow private prisons. Let's see, what's chat say? You transform unemployment to retirement. In economy, it works in your charts. Just change the phrasing. Van 20, no, this game is not based on a real map. It is based on a fictional world and a fictional setting, fictional continent, so everything is made up. And there's an excellent codex that actually details a wonderful history of this world, so you can basically feel like it's a real place. It's also well kind of outlined, but no, it is not based on a real world. Oh no to private prisons. You can do without it. Well, I hope you can. I don't know if I can. I don't know. It's yeah, you good point, Jazzy B. It's like, well, we promised a planned economy. This goes directly against that. You're right. Well, I think the Swordish Radio and Television Supreme Council should. I wish it wasn't called the Supreme Council. It sounds so like dystopian. But you know, yeah. Oh, true. That's a good point as well, Spindle. We said mixed economy. Right. It wasn't going to be a plan. It wasn't going to be an entirely planned economy. It was going to be a mixed economy. So this is one of the ways it could be mixed. Oh my God, ripping my hair out over here. Gender equality is, yeah, I'm like, I want to do gender equality as well, but like I was saying earlier, we've already done so much for that. Like, none of the other decisions we've made in the game so far, like none of the other conversations we've had so far have touched on fair trade or like reforming the media. We've had conversations about gender equality, and we've made moves as well. Like, we've invested money. Part of the government budget, let's not forget, has gone into gender equality in education. Desalinization, we have like done a little bit of through the game otherwise, outside of our decrees. This we haven't talked about. Rural education institutes, we haven't built institutions, sure, but we have helped rural education, which is one of the reasons why it's like, okay, we've already talked about this. Private prisons is lower retirement age, free prescription medicine. Again, we have helped healthcare. It's a little different, though. Prescription medicine is at a different level than the healthcare conversations we were having earlier, but still, -2 government budget we cannot afford. That's the only kind of like thing. That's the only thing that makes me up in the air about this versus this. But we've been fine with -4 budget for so long. What's a little bit longer, right? Right. Taking a look at what chat says here. Ease chanting private prisons. Lilos33 says no private prisons. Sean says, you do private prisons, you're going to turn into the... Well, that's kind of like my... That's exactly why I bring up this man's face here when we think about private prisons. Supreme Council sounds not very nice. Yeah, no, not at all. Classified says it is named right. If you can vinyl something, it's the Supreme. Horrible idea, Joshua. What is private prisons? Military would love desalinization, I'm sure. That's a good point as well, creative nickname. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they'll have some opinions about desalinization. Fair trade, amnesty, and gender is the way to go. I'm kind of leaning that way. Well, amnesty, I don't know about amnesty. I mean, as much as I would love to do that, we've seen how the media has twisted everything we've said, clearly playing into the hands of all the private entities, right? And hey, if we're going to be mixed, right, we should be mixed about the media as well. Fourth arm of the government and all that, right? That's a good thing, right? Reading through education. Too expensive. I don't think I can afford to drop my budget even further. I'm fine staying at -4 because we've been here for so long, but it just feels like -5 is just shooting ourselves in the other foot. Some other decisions are enticing and don't cost any money, so yeah, fair. Free prescriptions is too expensive. I would love to, but it's too expensive. E saying it's fine. I assume only for private prisons. Eventually, the House of Cards will collapse at -4. Yeah. But you know, the highway project just finished. The agricultural zone is close to finishing as well. How can you expect a nation to move on from the past if you don't undo the mistakes and corruption of the past? Loaded question. See what you're getting at. However, blanket amnesty is a dangerous conversation to begin. If we do it, then what's stopping the next president from doing it for his cronies? And the next for his, and the next for his. And if we go with gender equality in education, then maybe, and the next for hers. But that's my concern, right? Like, we'll be setting a precedent for the president, and they'll be allowed to just do this, and it'll be like, oh no, remember when Anton did it? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It makes we think it's the right thing. This is the thing about making law, is you have to think about the worst possible way it can be used, because somebody is going to use it that way. The next president does have the power to do so, but if they're the... See, it depends on who's the first president to do so. Because the first president that does it, they will be judged differently than every following president. Because the following presidents will always be able to point back to a historical moment and say, we did it then, and so we're doing it again now. It's more than cronies, though. Saul's rule was different. Oh, no, I hear you, but that's what the next guy will say as well about my era, or a different era. That's what I'm saying. It's a dangerous precedent. Saul's period was a dictatorship, right? Yes, it was, but political prisoners happen outside of dictatorships as well. Less prisoners means less profit to make for private prisons. Thomas, bringing it around full circle. This reign hasn't changed. He's just trying to figure out the priorities here. Let's not forget, like, if I've been on about gender equality for the entirety of our time in office, then why are we ignoring it now to free these prisoners who we've never thought about in our entire time in office? I think desalinization is dangerous also. Yes, I think the army would be very much upset at us if we did that. I am definitely between a rock and a hard place, yes. What is the Supreme Council about? So the Supreme Council is hoping to ensure that the media stays independent of private control. That's what it is. Saul didn't start as a dictator, but stopped a civil war. Also true. It's all about perspective sometimes. It's all about perspective. Fair trade, gender equality, Swordish, radio and television Supreme Council. I'm uncomfortable with private prisons, with like how that's gonna end up for us. Because you know what's gonna happen, right? This guy over here is gonna like open up a bunch, and he'll have even more sway on us if we live that long, right? Like, no, it's too expensive. These guys, like, -2 government budget, I can't afford. I can see some of you calling for some of the things that'll cost us government budget. We cannot afford that. We're already deep in the hole. I cannot do that. Rural education is also expensive. An amnesty to a dictatorship's prisoners is not the same as freeing random prisoners. You're releasing those that fought for... Well, no, that's the thing though, Sergio. We're not being picky about who fought for what. Every political prisoner, we're just giving amnesty. Which is too generic, I think. It's too just open. Way too open. You know what? Screw it. I think we're gonna go with this. I think we're gonna go with this. Free Trade and Competition Commission, Gender Equality and Education, and Swordish Radio and Television Supreme Council. I feel like that is in keeping with our protecting our economy, changing what seems like a very private media into a mixed media. See what I did there? And this is, again, just staying true to some of the stuff we've been doing, more for lack of a better option, I would say. I can also see the pushback if I were to give amnesty for all Saul-era political prisoners. This will make the wifey happy, true. The three you've chosen do seem consistent with this, Anton. Yeah, I'm thinking this works. Man, this is tough. This is probably... These decisions are the toughest ones to make. When they show up like this, it's just like, God damn it. I think we're going with this. Sorry, Ease, no private prisons for you, buddy. The military would dislike amnesty. That's also true. That's also true. I think a lot of people would be upset about this. Not just the military, but our political, allies as well would be pretty upset about this one. And desalinization as well. Those are dangerous ones, I think. Asking for our assassination. All right, let's do this. Fair Trade and Competition Commission, Gender Equality and Education, and Swordish Radio and Television Supreme Council. Oh God, this click. Game always does this too. It's just like, hey, I know you took like 30 minutes to come up with these decisions, but you want to go over them again? Yes, I'm sure about my decisions. Let's do it. Gender equality will make Saul followers hate you even more, though. We're already going down that path, is the thing. We've already made the decision to go down that path, so it's gonna happen. Jake the Snake, let's keep the name calling out of chat, please. Yeah, I don't think it was ever a thing for solists per se. I don't know. I mean, it could be. I think it wouldn't be a solist problem. It'd be a Nurist problem. Like the religion previously has been fairly what's it called? Vocal about their opinions there. Assassination, here we come. I mean, we're headed down that path anyway. All right, let's do it. Done. Following a brief discussion, I took notes about my decisions. The Fair Trade Commission will be essential in dealing with monopolies. It was time we established a body that regulates economic competition. Looks like either Miss Walda or the First Lady had a huge influence on your other decision. It's about time we went after equal rights for the ladies. If only because all those women's marches are starting to get annoying. Oh my god, Peter. God damn it. This will, however, anger a lot of conservatives. Let us not forget the fact that the biggest bulk of our voters aren't socially liberal. This is a risky move right before the elections. Oh, look, we're not winning this election. We know this already. Half of the country is women, Lucian. Yes, but how many of them are actively involved with these demands for change? It is a mistake to make generalizations because of a vocal minority, but let's move on. Not everything is about votes, Lucian. It is the 20th century, and we still don't guarantee some basic rights for our women. This is unacceptable. I understand your concerns, but this is my decision. Telling your chief strategist that not everything is about votes might make him think you're crazy. Sorry, Wickles, what is? Solism is traditional, but is a wee bit more practical. Both Swords and the Bloods are quite conservative. I mean, I think the fact that our party has held power for so many years, for so many terms in a row, is indicative of how conservative the nation is as a whole. But are you going to form a coalition with the left-leaning Sockdam party? Well, we got screwed by friends Richter and the PFJP, right? They almost certainly betrayed us. So yeah, I'm thinking two. I think one is like, if I was Lucian, I'd be like, you lead a political career, man. Everything is about votes. 3 sounds a little too waffly. I think two is the way to go. Van has never been in a live chat. This is fun. Also love your channel. When will you continue with Elite Zoo South? Well, actually, Elite Zoo South will be back tonight at midnight Eastern time. So I guess technically tomorrow morning. We'll be doing it live actually for a return to Elite Zoo South. That's a good point as well, Jazzy. That's a good point too. All right, it's the 20th century. We still don't guarantee some basic rights for our women. This is unacceptable. I understand, sir. I very much support your decision to form a regulatory body for radio and television. Television is the future. It's great that we all understand this. Oh, the pre-internet era. It will definitely help us have an influence on new media. So how will you structure this Supreme Council of Swordish Radio and Television? First of all, we'll change the name from Supreme Council to the People's Council or something. I want them to be independent and only regulate the content according to some standards, okay? We will have control over the council, which will have control over the media. You see where I'm going with this. I mean, that is obviously, that's the ease option. So we're going to go with number 1. I think when I picked the option, number 1 was what I was thinking anyway, was like, you get standards in there. Maybe you have a separate set of channels that are like the government channels, but you don't have complete control over the media. That is not the way to go. I'm not dead yet. I'm not trying hard enough. True. I want them to be independent and only regulate the content according to some standards. News is going to have a field day with this. Ease. You already knew where that was going, though. Understood. Well, we both respect your decisions, Anton. But now that's everything settled, I should get to work. We'll catch up soon. Lucian looked at his watch. We actually have 6 more minutes. But, very well. Let's call it here. Oh, these options, man. These are some spicy options. They're so innocuous looking, but oh my god. No, thank you both. God damn it. Thank you all, rather. Oh my god. Sergio, that's not true. I have made decisions that make Ease happy. I distinctly remember one session where he was like, yes, party's finally making my kinds of decisions, and then like 30 minutes after, that changed. Lucian the Watchman. Oh, so true. So true. So true. All right, let's see. I saw, yeah, there's an event over here. Ooh, Lenkirk commerce all-time high. Excellent. Commercial activity reports coming from the Ministry of Economics display that the small business activity in Lenkirk has increased with new goods entering and exiting the port, with trucks traveling at the same distance. With trucks traveling the same distance as before, with faster speeds thanks to the new highway. There are a lot of rogue words that are finding their way into some of these reports. Maybe that's a warning about rogues. Oh, damn. Is this a coded message? Lenkirk also reported an increase in visitors and new business openings ever since the opening of H3. Yo, this is great. That's fantastic. Economy is recovering. It is indeed. Good spot. Oh, yeah. That feels good. The influx of people is primarily coming from Magnolia and the largest region of Sordland, who are buying properties and enjoying the cheaper seaside alternative to Lackhaven. You know, I haven't... The joy in seeing this go up by a couple of pips was a surprising amount. I was I didn't realize how good it would feel to finally see a bit of a recovery there. That's nice. Yeah, if only this had opened sooner, we might not have had that Black Tuesday, was it? PE going from red to red and going, oh yeah, hey man, look at the channel's branding. What do you think some of my favorite colors are? Dear Lord, I hope we get into black soon. All right, what's this? We got country overview. I assume welfare here, gender equality and education. I think it was orange earlier, right? We went from red to orange and now to green. The number of female students are rising at an unprecedented rate due to the gender equality laws. Yet discrimination between fellow students is still being reported across the country. Yes, these things take time. Hopefully, that time is now. Hopefully. We have the news to read through, and then what's going on at Hullsort? Trade talks with the president of Lesbia. Oh, so soon? Ooh, that'll be nice. It'll be nice to have a little bit of, just to get a bit of momentum up over here. Meanwhile, Classified coming through, helping my personal economy with that super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Party to Ease. Your approval fills me with shame. That's so well put. Your approval fills me with shame. Oh my god, I love that. Thank you very much, Classified, for encapsulating my relationship with Ease with regards to this game in an excellent sentence there, and also for the super chat and the support, buddy. As you know, helps really support the channel and support the streams as well. Oh man, that's goddamn priceless. Yes, we'll take a look at the news first. I just wanted to see what was going on over here. I'm dying. Hold on, give me a second. All right, I'm back. I got my composure. We're good. All right, we're good. Whew, Marcus, how's it going, buddy? Glad you could make it. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good day. All right, let's see what these guys are up to. The Hullsort Post has a lot to say. Let's start with geopolitical. Let's start with news from outside the nation first. Circling over Stallport. Okay, maybe this was a bad idea. Patricio Alvarez, the Prime Minister of Lesbia, on his scheduled visit to the Republic of Magnolia to meet Prime Minister Van Horten, had failed to get off the plane when it landed on the Stallport International Airport. It is believed that he has been too drunk to get off the plane. Oh. The assembled dignitaries waited at the airplane at the scheduled hour, but Alvarez's plane did not land. Airport officials reported that it was circling over Stallport. After circling for 2 hours, the plane landed, but Alvarez did not come out. Lesbian officials informed Van Horten that Alvarez was unwell and that the foreign minister would join the meeting instead. Oh, well that's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. He's at a... Okay, maybe that'll be a tool for us to use or something, you know? It's like, hey, yeah, you know, showing up drunk to meetings, maybe some trade with us would help you not be drunk so often. I don't know. Looks like we are dealing with a drunkard. Maybe somebody who's a little impulsive, perhaps. I don't know. Rain makes a decree for gender equality. It took granting himself near on... Oh, go and jump off a cliff, you goddamn... I didn't do this. It took granting himself near unlimited presidential power to be able to do it, but Anton Rain finally made strides towards closing the gender gap in Sordland's notoriously antiquated education system. As of today, girls in the country's public schools must have access to the same classes and opportunities as boys. We still have a long way to go before women in this country are truly equal, but now that we know Rain can wave his hand and make these kinds of laws happen, we expect it's only a matter of time. We'll deal with the authoritarian implications later. Oh, just go. Censorship Council threatens freedom of speech. Of course, we saw this coming. I mean, right, we saw this coming, right? Disastrous news has struck the nation after President Rain has signed a decree forming the Sordland Supreme Council of Radio and Television. The freedom of speech already embattled has been dealt another blow by such a sinister move by the administration. Ease, this should make you happy, right? Our journalists and editors will be going out on a hunger strike to protest the new Censorship Council. Oh, my lord. It's going to hurt the economy because they're not buying food. Just knowing my luck. What does this mean for us? The state officials of the council will have a right to review our publications and mark content as inaccurate or undesirable while demanding changes in order for us to receive an approval stamp. This action is borderline censorship, and we have to conform to Rain's will. A sad day for our spirit of freedom, for our struggle for a better society. See, here's an interesting bit about this article, is they include the right to review and mark content as inaccurate. Isn't that a good thing? Shouldn't you like that? Shouldn't you not include that in your report and just say a right to review our publications and mark content as undesirable? Right? Oh my god, ease. Or they'll form an independent entity, right? Really hated that drunkard. Sorry, who do you mean, Abbas? You mean the dude from Lesbia? Good catch on the... Wait, sorry, what was that, Marcus? I think I missed something. Averon, that's a very, very accurate... Yes, it's like, do you want the good stuff or no? God. The radical are never happy. Yeah, they'll twist and turn everything. The Hallsword Post has what to say. This is going to be interesting as well. Rain shatters Sordland school tradition. Taking advantage of the full scope of his new presidential powers, they're not new, man. Anton Rain single-handedly sounded the death knell for Sordland's traditional public school system by mandating equality among male and female students. We believe this will result in generations of Sordland women who have no clue how to darn socks? Yo, what the hell is darning socks? Do they mean yarn socks? How to darn socks or bake their husbands a pie, but who do have their heads filled with useless numbers and figures. Oh, my lord. The women's livers must be thrilled, but we at the Post fear for the future of our country. Oh, Jesus Christ. New council to oversee media releases. President Rain has signed a decree that creates the Sordland Supreme Council of Radio and Television. The council, consisting of state television officials and media professionals handpicked by the administration, will officially oversee all media publishing to ensure the validity of the information through a fact-checking process. Okay. The palace wants to ensure the citizens receive accurate and correct information. This act is welcomed in a day and age where Sordland citizens are ever more susceptible to foreign influence and biased media organizations. Oh, I didn't expect these guys to be pro this decision. Interesting. David B. gotta go. Going to have to miss Monday's Crusader Kings stream. That's unfortunate, but you're gonna hopefully be there on Tuesday. Sounds good, buddy. Hope whatever it is that's keeping you away is good and goes well. Thanks for coming through today. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, though. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Oh, Wiggles, yeah, I totally was, eh? Sorry I'm late. No worries, K-Percy, how's it going? Council that can prevent a newspaper from posting something is very alarming. Oh, no, a creative nickname. I mean, 100%, 100%. I just mean, like, the way that the Radical reported it. You want to keep out the fact that, like, see, the way the Hallsword Post reported it is very pro our decision. And this is, how we at least intend to use it, I guess. So why would the Radical, who's against our decision, mention, even in passing, the very same thing? If you threw the journalists in the private prisons, you would have made a buck. Yeah. True. Commission to ensure competition and fair trade. The Rain administration has formed the Fair Trade Commission to ensure unchecked Arcasian capitalism doesn't take away from our citizens' quality of product and profits benefit from the loyal citizens serving their country. The new commission, overseen by experts from the state and private sectors, will create regulations to allow for fair competition and trade. In the end, our consumers will win by higher quality products being produced and entering the Sordish market. Our local producers will also have a fair chance to compete against international companies by filing anti-competition lawsuits for unfair mergers that would hurt the local market. Fairness will be established in our marketplace. These guys are actually very much, like, okay with what we did there, outside of one aspect. Interesting. Not necessarily what I would have expected. Alright, looks like we're diving into the next... Oh, no, what's this over here? I guess these are the decisions that we just made. Oh, okay, no, I decided to leave the Swordfish Radio and Television Supreme Council independent. I was like, what? That's the choice we made about controlling the media or not. So it's a semi, I guess, independent. I guess it's an independent entity from my direct control. All right, trade talks with the president of Lesbia. This should be interesting, potentially entertaining, hopefully entertaining, but not in like the wrong way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. By the way, folks, on the topic of entertaining, if you find Suzerain live streams and live streams in general to be entertaining, please don't hesitate to hit that like button. It really does help me make decisions with regards to what to do on the channel. Whether you're watching live or you're watching the VOD afterwards, leave a like, leave a comment if you're watching the VOD. I read all the comments for live streams as well. But yeah, it does make a very big difference. And as we approach, I imagine, what is the closing sort of sections of this series, I know many of you are hoping for a sort of despotic run, tyrannical run. I'm just curious to see sort of interest levels on that as well. If we keep this game going, you know what we do over there. But yes, let's go ahead and take a look at this. After a long whistle, the maroon train slowly started to move. This train had been in service for many years. It had 9 locomotives with special quarters and an office. As the name implied, it was painted with a bright maroon color. Okay, hang on a second. Isn't maroon like inherently dark? Right? Like, maroon is a... Yeah, maroon is a pretty dark color. I guess like a bright shade of maroon, but then wouldn't it not be maroon? Anyway. Among the flashes and cheers, we departed from Hullsword Central Station. Our destination was Perla, the capital of Lesbia. The historic route we were using was also called the Southern Express. Fancy. We passed through the Lesbian mountain range to the lowlands with a short stop at the beautiful Sordland Nueva, where Lesbian security forces joined us. Looking outside the window, the difference of wealth between Volgan and Sordland Nueva was extraordinary. I heard a knock on the door to my office on the train, and Simon entered. No, I know what color maroon is, but like I would not describe it as bright. I'm familiar with maroon. It's among my favorite shades. But I was just wondering. I don't think you'll get any deal since you had to deal with the bad country. Yeah, with Welland. Yeah, probably, maybe. It'll be difficult at least. It'll be difficult. Is corn red really maroon? I can't remember now. Maroon's a nice color. I'm a big fan of the color. Simon Hall walks in. Mr. President. Simon, have a seat. He sat down on a chair in front of my desk. I wanted to have a quick chat about Prime Minister Alvarez and give you a heads up. There have been some rumors about his demeanor in public appearances. Go on. He's known to have met with other state leaders while intoxicated on various occasions. Some even call him an alcoholic. Oh no. Is this something that could affect this trade deal? Honestly, I don't know. He handed me a newspaper. The headline was circling over Stallport. I've read the news, Simon. Who do you think I am? This happened just yesterday. Apparently he was so drunk that he couldn't get off the plane on a diplomatic visit. After this incident, some say he is unfit to serve, but I don't believe that at all. Why is that? Although his presidency is riddled with these kinds of incidents, I also heard that he is a shrewd man. Oh no, damn it. That's problematic. If Lesbia was an animal, it would be a vulture. Seems like it. Hang on, if this man's an alcoholic, maybe we should bring David Whiskey along. For some extra points, eh? Bottom. Crickets in the distance. Oh dear. Trust me, I can handle him. I don't know if I can. I don't know what kind of drunk is he, right? Is he a jovial drunk? Is he a violent drunk? Is he a pass-out drunk, right? Thanks for giving me a heads up. Now I am worried. Nah, I shouldn't falter here. Thanks for giving me a heads up. I'm sure we'll be fine, Mr. President. We are almost at Perla. I'll return to my cabin now. I'll see when we arrive. A few minutes later, with a long whistle, our train came to a stop. I waved to the crowd from the window. I miss train rides. Train rides can be fun. Oh my god, Jazzy, I hope you don't miss the train back from Lesbia, then you'll be marooned. We had Natalie P. You're familiar with Maroon, how very wild, never would have assumed. Yeah, I like a good soft rhyme. Alright. Mr. Jack Daniel. I would love it if Jack Daniels in that spelling was a character in this game. That would have been great. Hey, he could be a flirty drunk. That's true as well, yeah. Or as Wickles puts it, he could be like my best friend and vice president. Almost said vice principal there. Okay, lots of reporters that flocked over were pushed away by the Lesbian security guards. We made our way to our cars, and the convoy began its short trip to the Yellow House. Yellow House was situated at the very center of Perla in the middle of a circular park that was off limits to regular citizens. The park was full of roses on small patches. The convoy came to a stop, and I made my way to the entrance. The assistants directed me to a room to wait for Prime Minister Alvarez. Ooh, what to go with here? Wait. I started waiting in the exquisite room with golden chandeliers. I waited for around 10 minutes, and there was no sign of Prime Minister Alvarez. It was almost time for our meeting. Okay. Not time yet. My chair started to feel uncomfortable. I stood up and walked around to look at the various items in the room. A beautiful golden teapot piqued my interest. Ah, my man! Inspect the teapot. I started inspecting the teapot. While I was touching it, the handle broke off. I looked around. Thankfully, no one was in the room. God damn it, man. How do you... When I said I wanted this to be entertaining, this isn't exactly what I meant. I'm not the drunkard here. Hide it behind a nearby plant. Leave it next to the teapot. Oh, god damn it. Oh, god damn it. Classified, put him and Peter in a room. They do shots until one drops. Last man standing gets his way on the trade deal. No, see, put him and Peter in a room. Neither of them arrive on time. Nothing happens. That seems more likely. Man, what the hell do I do with this stupid broken teapot now? Just leave it next to the teapot? I mean, at least one is like the honest decision. See, if I hide it behind a plant, and dude walks in and he's like, what happened to my teapot? And I go, oh, I don't know. Or I go, yeah, the handle broke. And he goes, well, where's the handle? And I go, behind this plant. Oh my god. Yeah, one and leave a note. I wish that was an option. Yeah, we'll go with one. Leave the broken handle next to the teapot. My god. How did you manage this, man? I left the broken handle next to the teapot. Oh, of course. The door opened and Patricio Alvarez entered. It's like he was waiting for that to happen. Marcus, I was thinking that as well. Just like leave it and say it was that way already. Exactly. It's like, what are you talking about? That's how it was. Yeah. That's how it was. Although I knew that he was one of the youngest state leaders in the world right now, I was still surprised by how long he looked. At his young age, he wasn't the leader for not just any state. He was leading one of the strongest countries in Eastern Maricopa. He was holding his head like he had a headache and he was stumbling. Upon seeing me, he immediately composed himself. We shook hands. He gestured towards the two couches and we sat down face to face. Hey man, if you can do business. President Rain, welcome to Perla. Have a seat. Thank you. It's good to be here, Mr. Alvarez. I hope you had a nice trip. I smelt the strong odor of alcohol. Have you been drinking? That's not the right foot to start this on. Yeah, ease. It does, doesn't it? You're supposed to hold him by the handle. Like, what the hell? I'm not gonna say anything now. Let's begin then. So, you're here for the trade deal. What was it about again? Can you remind me? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Listen, we're the underdog here. We're the underdog here. Yeah, exactly. It's just a proof of our strength breaking that teapot. We want to provide Sorder's tungsten in return for Lesbian capital. Ah, yes, right. Sorry, I've just been very busy lately. You know, being a president makes you pretty busy. So I don't have any issues with this deal. Except there is one problem. He smirked. Well, your decision to defend the border while Smolak committed war crimes diverted all those refugees to here. And now we have a full-blown refugee crisis in Lesbia, which unfortunately means that the price has gone up, Mr. Rain. Ooh. A deal is better than no deal, right? The alcohol corroded the teapot. Wasn't it a golden teapot, or was it just gold, like gold leaf on the outside? Because gold is, like, largely inert, right? I think we go with 1 here. Again, like I said, we're the underdog. We're kind of desperate here. I don't think I have to say much other than point to these two situations here. We'll see what he wants, at least. Oh. Good point about the mister. That's fair. I called him Mr. Alvarez as well. He called me President Rain first. I called him Mr. Alvarez first, so I guess Mr. is okay. We started it. Tell me what you want, Mr. Alvarez. We're also calling him Mr. Back over here. I broke your teapot, I can break you. Oh, we are desperate, Jazzaby. One thing that anyone can possibly ever want out from Welland. I want their oil. And a lot of oil from Welland is passing through Sordland, and Sordish Petroleum owns most of the oil trade in Sordland. Do you see where I'm going with that? Enlighten me. I want you to sell me Sordish Petroleum, or the deal is off. This is the exact opposite of what we need. It's the exact opposite of what we need. So, no, there's no way we can do that. Just reading through chat over here. Mr. Chance to dominate the discussion. I don't know if we had a chance. There's no way I can do that. Then thank you for coming this far to visit Perlo. He got up and started making his way to the door. Get the hell out of here. Right? We tell him to get the hell out of here, right? Like, screw this guy. A trade deal, we were here looking for a trade deal that was at least balanced. This isn't even just like no money, this is like anti-money. What I don't know, and someone in chat if you know better let me know, if I don't know, is there more to this conversation after I accept this? Like, does it go from a -1 government budget to having more of a conversation? Because this game has caught me out in that a couple of times. I'm too soft? Yeah. Maybe I've been a little too soft on this guy. The thing is, like, I just don't know which... Like, the way I would have a natural conversation is different from making choices like this. I don't want spoilers per se, but it's just like, is this the end of the conversation is all I want to know. But you know, actually, that's not entirely true. I don't think that's going to affect my decision. Let him go. Screw that. This guy's. What does he think I am? Some store in like in a flea market or something that he's like bargaining with? Nah, get out of here. Let him go without saying anything. On his way to the door, he suddenly turned around. before I forget, you owe me a teapot. I don't owe you anything. He left the room and an assistant arrived to escort me. I'm glad I broke his teapot. I'm glad I broke his teapot. Hope he cuts himself on it or something. And yeah, exactly. I don't think anyone's surprised that this guy is a piece of trash. We owe him nothing. Exactly. It's okay. We'll find other ways to recover. We'll be fine. We don't need Lesbia. Pfft, we don't need him. We don't need his people. He needs my oil. Oh, what's going on over here? Diplomacy. Failed trade negotiation. I would call that a successful trade negotiation. The attempt to sign a significant trade deal has failed, causing a negative mood. Listen. It was necessary. What's going on over here? Private meeting with Peter Vector. Let me just see if there's anything else that needs addressing before we get into that. I don't think so. Did a quick scan earlier already. Yeah, looks like we're talking to Peter. Here we go. Teapot first. Country afterwards. Break his nation. You just steal the teapot on the way out. Oh, I should have pocketed it. Damn it. Should have pocketed it. Alright, it was a dark, chilly evening when Peter called and asked if we could meet. Oh. He gave no details. All he said was that it was important. Dude's definitely getting a divorce, right? Alright, get your bets in chat. Is he getting a divorce because his wife found out he was cheating? He did the, right, question mark, thing, given the circumstances, and told his wife he was cheating, and then she decided that they're going to have a divorce. They're going to get a divorce. Did he find out that she was cheating as well, and then they're deciding that their marriage is sort of over? Or is their marriage over for a different reason? Or is it something else? I'm curious what chat thinks. I think Peter got caught. I don't think, as much as he's my best friend, I don't think Peter was noble enough to, like, out himself to his wife. I don't know. I don't get that vibe off him, you know? He's sleeping with everyone and she found out. Sleeping with everyone. His wife, too. Drama time indeed. Don't pocket the teapot, let it sit there broken as a reminder. That's a good point. Oh my god, classified. I buy that. I buy that. Alright. I didn't think he was going to be calling this meeting. I thought I was going to be calling this meeting. I drove alone through... Oh no. I drove alone through Hallsword's suburbs until I reached the meeting point he named. 147 Ruhek Avenue, number 26. Our old campaign headquarters, untouched since the night of the election. This was where everything began, and it is where everything comes to an end. Tonight you die, Anton. I made my way up the dusty staircase of the office building. The light in the second floor hallway was out, so I used a cigarette lighter to find my way to the wooden door marked 26. I pulled on the handle, but it wouldn't budge. The heavy door had always been a pain to open. Coming! He's here before me. Peter pushed on the door with all his weight. It made a screeching sound as it opened. Without further ado, I bid you welcome to this grand nostalgia trip hosted by yours truly, Peter Vector. He made an exaggerated bow. The dust from the open door was still settling down. Feeling sentimental yet? Man, are you just... Did you drive me out here for this... I don't have time for this nonsense, man. Indeed. I haven't been to this place in ages. This is just me channeling myself. I'm a bit of a nostalgia man. I like a memory, trip down memory lane. I haven't been to this place in ages. Oh, maybe we are talking about the new party. That would be cool. And he shoots you in the back, says Van. Two very opposing ideas back to back. Seems, actually, Natalie, I think he was here before us, so kudos to him for that. I miss it sometimes. Even that damn door. Come over here. Remember this? He walked over to his old desk and pointed to the gramophone that had annoyed our neighbors and kept us company for so many late nights. Peter flipped the switch, and it filled the room with swing music from the 20s. I'll be damned. Still works. So what are we celebrating? Life, my friend. Life. put his hand under the desk and brought a bottle out. He took a swig out of it and passed the bottle to me. Time to get mono, I guess. I'll take a drink. I took a swig as well before passing the bottle back to Peter. That's my boy. Peter snapped his fingers to the music while going through the items in the room. It looked virtually unchanged since election night. Come on, have a look around. See if it doesn't bring back memories. Check my old desk drawers, why not? I walked over to my old desk, sat down on the squeaky chair, and opened the top drawer. This is where the lesbian Secret Service snipes me for damaging the teapot? Yeah, maybe. He does like his exaggerated bows, absolutely. Oh my god, murder-suicide, Marcus. What is he up to here? Inside, there were a few old coins, pencils, and sheets of paper. Underneath them, something caught my eye. There was a photograph of me and Monica sitting under a tree. This must have been 10, maybe 15 years ago. We looked so young and so happy. Monica would love to see this. Nice find. Look at baby Anton. You didn't even have your iconic look. He means my mustache. Take the photograph. Yeah, for sure. Took the photograph and slid it into my jacket pocket. I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Look through the story. In fact, actually, I should mention this. So, I still have a lot of like thumbnails from the channel, and the Stellaris video. I'm a very organized person as well, and so when I saved the thumbnail for the Stellaris video that went out yesterday, it went into the Stellaris folder, and so there I was face to face with the thumbnail for one of the first videos that ever went up on the channel. So it's like, I don't know. I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Look through the storage boxes. Yeah. I walked over to the tower of storage boxes and opened one of them. You can do all three of the options. Okay, I've read it now. E say, don't tell him. Yeah, I always get so worried that you can only do one before the game interrupts you. It's like, I want to do all of them. In one of the storage boxes, I found a heavy object wrapped safely. I unwrapped it. If it's a teapot, it was an emerald-colored statue of a goat, the symbol of Sordland. I remembered that this was a gift from Brenda, one of the 53 election campaign assistants. It would look good on my desk in the palace. Is it emerald-colored or is it emerald? Two different things. Brenda. Always suck it up to you, and where did it get her? Seriously, where? I have no idea where she ended up. Take the statue. Does this count as a robbery? I lifted the storage box with a statue in it and put it near the door so I could take it on the way out. Let's go through the records next to the gramophone. I made my way to the gramophone and started flipping through the records next to it. Found one of my favorite albums ever, Mountains by Janet Gertz. A set of plaintive folk songs that made me yearn for the countryside whenever I heard it. What a classic. You should mail that to Frank so he can learn what real music is. Let's take the record. I pulled the record out, put it under my arm, and placed it next to the door. I imagine Frank has heard plenty of Dad's music, right? Over time. Enough going through old stuff. Let's talk. It's funny, actually. The tone I was going to read that with is completely different at first versus now. Yes, all in good time. He gestured to the bottle he had in his hand. No, I'm good. I participated. He shrugged, took a very big gulp out of the bottle, and staggered to the side afterwards. You alright? Yeah, I'm okay. Let's go up to the roof. The view is always amazing from there. Oh god. Is that how you're gonna toss me off the roof? We went up the stairs to the roof. The view was mesmerizing. The buildings of Hallsword twinkled below us, while the stars shone bright in the sky. We sat and leaned back against a wall, just taking it all in. Right as I was starting to get up, I heard a sobbing sound. I turned to Peter and saw tears streaming down his cheeks. Pretend not to notice. What's wrong, buddy? He wiped the tears away. I messed up, Anton. I messed up big time. Evelyn's leaving me. She wants a divorce. Ah. Oh, no. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I know what he did. I'm not sure about number 2. Oh, man. He did do this to himself. Yeah, exactly. Kiss and makeup sounds too casual. But, like, 1 and 3 are just, they're not how, like, I would, even if he's in the wrong, there's a way to have this conversation, you know? Well, I mean, Luxia, you took the thought right out of my mind. Exactly. He needs my support or the roof is there, you know? See, the thing is, if I say 2, he's probably going to be like, no, it's not like that. Like, I kind of know where that's going. What the hell did you do? Like, so I'm almost tempted for 3, because I'm trying to, like, see, like, if I had this conversation in real life, and these were my only options for some reason, what would I say? He's like, I messed up. And I go, what the hell did you do? It's not necessarily, what the hell did you do? It's like, oh man, what the hell did you do? You know, like that kind of a thing. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking we'll go with, maybe I go with that. Who is even surprised? I'm not surprised is a mean thing to say. Was this definitely happening? Was this definitely coming? Sure, but you know. I mean, also, actually, to your point, Elo Tree, if I say I'm not surprised and he says, you knew this was coming, it's just like, Let's call him out. This is number 1. You can't tell him to his face. I mean, he'll hear it eventually for sure. These decisions always take the longest for me. I think I want to go with what the hell did you do? Because again, I'm responding to his like, oh god, this could go. It's so hard not knowing, not knowing where this game is taking it in terms of tone. You know, I think a real friend. I think as a real friend, I would, between these 3 options, I would say, what the hell did you do? He's taken the blame on himself already, so okay, let's talk about it. What the hell do you do? As opposed to being a smug, I don't know. 1 just feels a little smug to me, and a little bit like, I don't know. I'm not surprised. Like, come on, man. He's already in the pits, you know? Not 3 because maybe he isn't at fault here. I mean, he already said he messed up. I think 3 is keeping it real. That's the thing. I think 1 is that friend who, like, you kind of stop opening up to. Maybe. 3 is the friend who you keep opening up to. I don't know. It's hard. I'm gonna go with, I don't know, it's tough. Natalie, you gotta go? Sounds good. Well, thanks for coming through. Hopefully that yikes isn't too bad, but do have a wonderful rest of your Friday, and enjoy the weekend if I don't catch you between now and Monday, and then hopefully I'll catch you on Monday. But do have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah, man, Jazzy B, for real though. Trade talks, big legal changes, teapots, done. Talking to Peter? Not so easy. What the hell did you do? I've been sleeping with Livia Suno. I mean, she was gonna find out sooner or later. BAM! God, that was so bad. I love it. Anyway, back to Peter cheating on his wife. It's not the only person you've been sleeping with either. Oh my god. That's all, you lucky man. I had a feeling about you two. You've been what? Oh, shit. I didn't even realize this. Yes, those curls, those irresistible curls, I guess. 4 is a good point, but not the priority right now. I think I had a feeling about you two is, I know what timing, eh, Jazzy? I had a feeling about you too. Oh my god. We got careless, I know. I'm so sorry. It's just Evelyn hasn't been the same since she lost her job, and Livia was giving me sultry looks from the day I hired her. You were away, I was drunk, one thing led to another. But she's more than just a pretty girl, Anton. She's smart and kind. I think we really connected. Some of these options. No need to justify it. Men will be men, after all. Oh my god. How could you do this to me? Oh my god. I like her too. That doesn't mean I'd break my vows and risk a scandal for a bit of horizontal polo. What the hell is horizontal? I've never heard of horizontal polo. What the hell? Don't tell me you're going to run off with her. I think 3 is the way to go. To some of y'all's point earlier, you know, gotta keep it real, right? Gotta keep it real. Horizontal pole. Is this an actual thing? Is that a phrase people actually use? Is this a thing? Oh. I gotta look this up. I'm sorry. Horizontal polo. Nope. I'm finding polos with horizontal stripes. That's all. What is this? What is this term? I might start using it. I like her too. That doesn't mean I'd break my vows and risk a scandal for a bit of horizontal polo. I know, but we're ending things. I told her it's too unprofessional, and I want Evelyn back. Oh, God. Ah, goddammit. So while the no harm done, maybe I can speak to Evelyn and plead your case, is... God damn it. I don't know how that would work out. It's too late. There's still a chance this could get out. I need to talk to Lucien. I do. I still can't believe this. I ought to have you both fired. Who else knows besides me and the 3 of you? See, this is a conversation with a friend, right? I'm trying to look out for him right now. The business side of things about having them both fired and whatnot, that all can come later, I think. I think 4 is a blend between the two, like business and personal. Like, okay, listen, like, how do we figure this out? I don't know about pleading his case, honestly. He doesn't have one. Okay, who else knows besides me and the 3 of you? Nobody, I swear. Well, maybe Lucien, since he knows everything, but you know he'd never spill the beans. There was an edge of desperation in Peter's voice. He took another drink. Maybe you should stop that. How many years have we known each other? How many scrapes have we gotten ourselves out of? I can handle this, just trust me. I turned to face my friend and vice president. The habits that had gotten him dubbed the bad boy of swordish politics when we were young were no longer so charming coming from a middle-aged man. Yet he was still a capable politician, and I couldn't ignore our long history together. Alright, it's just an affair, and it's over at that. We can weather this. You've done enough damage. I will handle it myself. I will be blunt. You will fix this, or I will remove you from office. Yeah, Veronica's like, I'll plead your case. Yeah, he cheated on you, but like, you know, it wasn't just lust, it was love. But now they've fallen out. Well, they haven't fallen out of love, but they realize the political implications. So, you know, it'd be great if you guys could just stay together. Like, what's his case? What's his case? Oh my god. That is classified. That is a good one. But I think I don't know what my personal favorite is, but the movie Tango and Cash, if you're familiar with that, introduced me to the phrase bumping uglies, which I can't get over. It makes me chuckle even now. I don't trust Peter to fix it. So quite a few of you. Okay, I will handle this myself. I need him to make a public statement. See, that's the I don't know, a public statement. That's but if nobody else, if genuinely nobody else knows, that could make the situation worse, don't you think? Do I trust him to fix it is the thing. I don't think I do. I'll be honest, I don't think I do. You screwed up, you didn't. That's a good, yeah. But the thing is, like, it's like, if a child breaks their toy, do you get the child to fix the broken toy? No, you give it to somebody who's good at fixing broken toys. It's a bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying, right? I think we need to like limit the damage. I think you've done enough damage, buddy. I'll handle this myself. God damn it. This is if he jumps off this, I don't if he jumps off this roof, man, I don't. That's not what I wanted to do. Without waiting for his reaction, I left the rooftop alone and made my way downstairs. Dude, that's not what I wanted to do at all. On my way out, I grabbed my belongings and took one last look back at the office. It had been home to some happy memories for sure. But this visit had permanently cured me of any nostalgia. Man, that... As soon as I arrived home, I headed up to my study, sat down, and stared at the telephone. Oh my god. How do you control this situation? I mean, the first order of business would be to talk to my chief strategist and develop a strategy on how to tackle this. As much as I would like to call Evelyn first, I fear that I would like just worsen the situation. Right? If I call Evelyn and I go, "Hey, I heard what happened," and she's all like, "Oh, I'm gonna ruin his career. He's ruined my life," and I'm like, see, when these two got married, remember that post? I forget, was it the Radical? Oh, no, it was the Hallsword post. When these two got married, the mindset of the world they got married under, right? Like, think about that as well. So if I call Evelyn and she's like, "My life is ruined. This man cheated on me. Who'll want me now?" That kind of stuff. And I say, "Hey, listen, just don't tell anybody else." And she's all like, "I'm gonna ruin his career." Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's a dangerous path to go down. I think we need to call Lucian first. Call her and see how she is. Am I the right person to call her? I think that's a Monica thing, you know? I think that's a Monica thing. I think if I call her, because I'm so buddy-buddy with Peter, right? Like, I think Lucian's the first person we need to speak to here. I think we need his help. Hey, man, I don't think you were hoping to come up with strategies for this particular problem, but, I picked up the phone and dialed Lucian's number. He picked up very quickly. Of course he did. "Yes, Mr. President." I told Lucian everything Peter had told me about himself, Evelyn, and Livia. "Thank you for calling me, Mr. President. This serves to confirm some suspicions of my own. We have to meet." Oh. Let's not do this over the phone. pocket radios listening in on us. Right now? Tomorrow morning in your office, early, before either of the two arrive. Don't bring this up with anyone else. I fear we may have more than a mere dalliance on our hands. What is that? Never heard that phrase. The line dropped. Oh, wow. He hung up on me. What? He's really concerned. Shame I can't call Serge, yeah. Or speak to my wife and just be like, Monica, listen, you need to talk to Evelyn. But I don't know if I do that either. I think the first order of business is, yeah, to come up with a strategy here. I stared at the receiver, wondering what his last statement meant. What was going on that I didn't know about? I went to bed, but couldn't sleep at all. I feel you, buddy. Nothing like staying up because of your anxiety, am I right? Aw, yeah. After Peter told me about his affair with my secretary, I informed Lucian. Oh, man. Nothing else to deal with. Straight to this start of the day at the palace. Let's have this conversation. It was early in the morning after my talk with Peter. The sun was just beginning to peek over the horizon. We didn't have to come here this early. Let's be honest, Peter won't be here until like noon or something, right? Hey! Good spot, Jazzy B. Economy is looking like it's getting better. I didn't want to say good, but hey, it's getting better. You know what? You know what, Peter? Keep doing what you're doing, because apparently it's working. That's not it. Is Livia a spy? Oh, yo. Okay, maybe. That would be historically fitting. Very compelling. Hell yeah, though. This is feel good. Now it's time for some feel bad, I think. The Maroon Palace was empty, save for a few cleaning staff. I entered my office to find Lucian already waiting for me. Mr. President, thank you for meeting me at this hour. I couldn't sleep anyway. Very well. I'm pleased that it's like, okay. Very well. I'm pleased that you chose to call me after your conversation with Mr. Vectern last night, although I was already aware of his illicit relationship with Miss Suno. I figured as much. You do know everything that goes on in the palace, after all. Lucian smiled. On its own, given Mr. Vectern's established reputation as something of a playboy, the affair is unlikely to cause much damage. However, a more troubling possibility has been brought to light. A recent conversation with Mr. Hailstone, our whistleblower from Rumburg, revealed the presence of a spy within the Maroon Palace. Oh, shit. Here we go. I believe Miss Suno is our mole. She's been using her relationship with Mr. Vectern to gather information. Tell me more. I can do better than that. I'll show you. Lucian reached into his coat pocket, pulled out an audio tape, and fed it into the reel-to-reel machine on my desk. This was recorded in the palace at 6:09 on the second day of your trade visit to Lesbia. He pressed play. I heard Peter and Livia's voices. You're sure everyone's gone for the day? Relax, Liv. Nobody's working that hard with President... Peter, how could you? My heart. Relax, Liv. Nobody's working that hard with President Stick Up His Ass Off in Lesbia. Livia giggled. I heard the sound of kissing, then of drinks being poured. I'm glad you stayed behind. I'm gonna be flirting with myself here for a minute, folks. Bear with me. God. Did he tell you how it's going over there? Do you think there's a chance they'll form an alliance? No, doesn't seem like it. Although we've still got a shot with the superpowers. There was talk of a possible cooperation. But enough work talk, Miss Suno. I want you bent over my desk. Now. Lucian grimaced and switched the tape off. Could have pulled the trigger a bit earlier, buddy. That is indeed cause for concern. She has no business asking these questions. When she was asking me, it was okay, but, Peter's out here screwing Miss Suno and me, I guess. And his entire country. He loves his polo. Oh, is that her? Oh, dear, huh? Lucian, can you edit your proof better? I should have pushed him off the roof. Oh my god. It'll be your own homies. The hell? Yeah, hey. Ain't that the truth? Man. And then what happened? This is indeed cause for concern. I'm glad you agree. And that's not all. I found her resume on file, and there's a year-long gap between her finishing secretarial school and beginning her career. Normally this would have been looked into, but Miss Suno was hired before a background check could be completed by one Peter Vector. Just then there was a knock on the door. Livia opened it cautiously. I didn't say come in. Morning, Mr. President. Mr. Galati. I didn't realize you'd be in so early. Can I get you some coffee? Coffee would be great, actually. Gotta make it look normal, right? It's like, yeah, let's go get some coffee. If she starts getting suspicious, then we're in trouble. Oh my god, Evaluate leaked the tape. Time to make some money to repair the economy. I think that'd be for our personal wealth, though, wouldn't it? Coffee would be great, actually. Livia left to make coffee. A few minutes later, she came back with 2 cups. Please, have a seat, Miss Suno. Okay, now we also know what Lucien would have preferred, I guess, what he would have done. She will poison it? Oh. Yo, I didn't even... No, she doesn't suspect anything. She can't afford that right now, I don't think. Right? Besides, it's not our death they're after. They're after, like, the political situation over here. This is the war footing. Livia sat. She looked puzzled. Is something the matter? Enough pretending. Your secret is out. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, okay. So, Peter already told me everything, allows her to say, like, yes, I'm sleeping with Peter. You know perfectly well makes her potentially go, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Lucien has evidence, is a bit more direct, I think. With one, I can hope, but Peter doesn't know she's a spy. So it's not like Peter can tell me she's spying on us. Peter's too stupid. Just play on the cheating? That seems to be how we're all kind of feeling. Just play the tape. Okay, fine. We'll I guess play down the spy thing is a good point. I didn't think about it that way. Sure. So come on, Livia. Peter already told me everything. Let's try it. Because I don't want her to know that we know until she tells us, I guess. Livia buried her face in her hands. I want to hear what she has to say to, like, try and justify this. Maybe it'll give us some more tips. Lucien is kind of too dumb to be a spy? Lucien? Or you mean Lucien seems to have done a good job with this tape. Play where the tape ended. Pillow talk can ruin a country. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it has happened in the past. Like, this is like I said, this is like historically, relevant. It is a thing. It is a thing. I'm so sorry, Mr. President. I was foolish, and Peter was so nice to me. But it's over now. Nobody ever needs to know. That's not what the president means, Miss Suno. We're referring to you being an intelligence agent for Rumberg. Okay, Lucien. So much for playing it close to the chest. Livia sat upright. She looked shocked. Pardon me, Mr. Galati, but are you feeling all right? He's fine. What do you have to say for yourself? As much as I like Don't Play Dumb, Livia, if that's your real name, I think 4 is the way to go. Back up our homie here. Never forget. He's fine. What do you have to say for yourself? Mr. President, I understand if you don't want me to keep my job, but why smear me with an outlandish accusation? Miss Suno, indulge me for a moment. What were you doing in the year 1951? Livia's face flushed. If you must know, I was working as a cigarette girl at Porto's. It's a Lackhaven saloon. I was saving up so I could afford my own place in Hullsword. Here's the proprietor's number if you need to double check. She scribbled a telephone number on a piece of paper. Lucien snatched it up. Oh, I didn't even remember her helping David in Benfey, actually. And correct, I do not play Fortnite. No, Big Chog, I do not. Lucien is not social enough for spying. I guess that's true. He wouldn't be a good spy, but I guess he's good for counter-espionage, I guess. Yeah, where is the anti-corruption? Oh, God. I don't even remember what that stands for, Jazzy B. But yeah, why were you asking Peter about my alliances? To tell the truth, Mr. Rain, I was hoping to run for office myself someday. I want to make a real difference in the world, like Miss Morgno or Miss Waldo. That's not the way to do it. But I guess I messed that up by getting involved with Peter. Now they're all just going to say I slept my way to the top. Wait, how did you know about that conversation? There was a loud pounding on the door. Peter barged in without waiting for an answer. He was unshaven and wore the same clothes as the night before. Came as soon as I heard the three of you were in here. Anton, what the hell are you doing? I told you I had this under control. Sit down and shut up. Peter took a seat on the far end of the sofa. He looked over at Livia and noticed her troubled expression. God, why involve her? This is my mess. She did nothing wrong. She's a spy, Peter. You messed up big time. What? I have reason to believe she's been relaying information to Rumburg. Information that you leaked to her in your carelessness. Lucien rewound his tape and played it again. As Peter listened, his eyes widened in disbelief. Lucien, you rat bastard, you've been bugging my office? Whoa, he has a good point. Yeah, I think she's lying too. This dude's a mess too. I mean, yeah, he's obviously bugging. Obviously, there's recording devices in Peter's office. Obviously, for a good reason, seems the way to go. Obviously, for a good reason. Both Peter and Livia were glaring at Lucien now. He looked unrepentant. I'd noticed the vice president's behavior becoming increasingly erratic and unprofessional over the past months. I wanted to get to the root of the cause. So you wiretyped your own goddamn colleague, and for what? You've been getting off on this, you pervert? Oh, okay, now is the name calling. I see. Certainly not. I believe that along with Rumburg whistleblower's admission that there's a spy in the palace and certain gaps in Miss Suno's resume, this tape makes a compelling case to investigate the secretary for espionage. Whether or not the investigation yields positive results, Mr. Vectorn ought to be held accountable for his willingness to divulge such sensitive information. He ought to stand trial, or, at the very least, resign. Peter's jaw dropped. Livia stood up. If I may, Mr. President, I've been paying attention to what goes on in the palace, not because I'm some sort of double agent, but out of genuine interest, hard as that may be for you to believe, Mr. Galade. She scowled at Lucien, then turned back to me. And from what I've seen, this man has been attempting to undermine your vice president at every turn, perhaps with the goal of replacing Peter himself. That's ridiculous. I would never make Lucien vice president. Nonsense. Lucien's been nothing but loyal. That actually makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense, but I don't know. I don't know. Probably don't support Peter now. He has made country-destroying mistakes as of now, as far as we can tell, yeah. I'm going to go with 3. Again, I quote my own self. Never forget, Lucien is a homie. Nonsense. Lucien's been nothing but loyal. Loyal to you, it's true. He never could stand me. Lucien frowned. My personal misgivings about Mr. Vectorn aside, I would never do anything to harm this administration. Mr. Vectorn, on the other hand, has at best committed adultery, and at worst, delivered state secrets straight into enemy hands. Who could I believe? It's between 1 and 2 over here. Josh Birkin asks, is this game fun? Tremendously so, buddy. Tremendously so. I've had so much fun with this game. And from what I hear from folks that have played it, and have played it multiple times, there's so many ways that things can kind of go down. I can highly recommend it. It was one of the gems of 2020 that I highlighted back, last year, and I stand by that decision, by that statement. It's a very good game. You asked that question at the perfect time too. One reads cool. One makes it look... Yeah, one seems like the calm, kind of collected thing. Two, like, if I do one, Peter and Livia might be like, I think he's talking some sense into Lucian right now. Peter might be like, oh yeah, he would never betray me. We've been friends since high school. And Livia might be like, yeah, I've made my case. It's pretty clear. And so they're talking about that. Whereas if I tell them to if I say out now, I think they'll be like, Livia might be like, I'm leaving, and then, rush off to let Rumberg know that she's been found out, and then Rumberg might pull the trigger. That's my concern there. If I say, please wait outside while I try to talk some sense to Lucian, I worry that Lucian will think I'm serious about this, and not see through the, like we said, his maybe not the best at spy stuff, spycraft, right? Lucian, can I speak to you alone for a moment? Peter and Livia exchanged worried glances before exiting my office. Okay, not exactly the intent I had hoped, but... What are you going to do, Mr. President? You're the strategist here, not me. You make the call. I'm not investigating my own secretary. I won't play into your hands. No. I believe you. We should investigate Livia. There's no harm in an investigation, and if there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. Lucian breathed a sigh of relief. I appreciate your trust in me. And Mr. Vector, what will you do about his willingness to compromise Sordland's security at the drop of a pencil skirt? Oh man. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. Mwah. I love it. The drop of a pen. Again, I don't know if everybody knows the phrase at the drop of a hat, but beautifully done. Lucian, maybe you should be my VP. Peter did what any man would. You'd understand if you weren't a workaholic. It's not true. I'll settle that with him personally. I'll decide that once we have the results. I'll settle that with him personally. That is a I think there's an issue no matter the results over here. So I'll settle that with him personally. The drop of a pencil skirt. Yo, this has been a great session for wordplay here. Very well. Just keep in mind, you may need him to shoulder the blame for this. Lucian adjusted his tie. I'll apologize to Miss Suno and tell her this has all been a misunderstanding. We can't have her running away during the investigation. I wonder if I should do this myself. If I do it myself, then I could maybe convince her that, I don't know. Peter needs to resign, I think. Give this man a gun, he can take care of Rumberg all alone. Yeah, honestly. I'll do it myself. She's too suspicious of you. Very well, sir. Lucian gave a slight bow as he left the office. I sat by myself for a while, wondering what exactly I had set into motion. What have we set into motion? That was an absolutely wild end to the session, folks. Because yes, that is where it's going to come to an end. I think that went pretty well. I think that there are some really interesting threads unraveling right now. Not all my own, which is nice for a change. And next session is going to be very interesting. What's next, I assume, will be the conversation with... the results of the affair scandal already. Okay. And it looks like that's exactly what we'll be diving into right away at the beginning of next session. Again, folks, that will be on Friday, same time as always. We'll see what comes of it. I'm very, very curious. Lesbia was fine, whatever. We'll deal with them later. Folks, if you had a good time, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Again, whether you're watching live or you're watching the VOD,
Let me know what you thought about that situation. Honestly, as much as we could have put bets on who's divorcing who and for what reason, I didn't see the spy stuff coming at all. Someone in chat mentioned it, though. That was like, oh, what if she's a spy? I was like, oh, damn. And here we are. Here we are. Our economy has improved. Our budget's not looking so hot, but hopefully one thing begets the other. We'll see how that works out. But again, that and this scandal will all be tackled next time, folks. Again, for those of you that want to join in for the Planet Zoo stream we're doing later today, that stream will actually be about 12 hours from right now. We'll be doing a live stream for Planet Zoo. It'll be like an hour and a half or so. It'll be a nice chill stream. But for now, it's time to say farewell. So thank you very much to all of the super chatters today for supporting the channel and the stream. Again, it makes such a big difference, so thank you very much for that. And of course, as y'all very well know, all of the patrons and channel members make a massive difference as well to keeping this channel alive and running smoothly. So thank you all very much. And of course, a thank you to each and every one of you who've been joining in, watching along, whether live or as VODs, and just enjoying this show unravel. I think unravel is the word to go with here. But yeah, wild session. I had a good time. I hope you all did as well. Looks like y'all enjoyed this, which is great to see. Always great to see. Do join the Discord. Again, it is a fantastic community. Great place to hang out. Good place to talk about the events of these streams and stuff as well. I'm glad you had a good first live session, Elotree, and hopefully you'll be able to catch more in the future. But yes, I'll catch at least some of you hopefully at midnight Eastern time tonight to hang out with some chill Planet Zoo vibes. And then Monday we are back with Crusader Kings 3, Tuesday with Phantom Brigade, all at the same time. But for now, and until then, cheers.